Teacher talking sports, what it does, what it do, how we living. We already have our first high profile wide receiver trade request. And of course, many of you know that it is Las Vegas Raiders wide receiver Davante Adams, one of the most prolific receivers in the game. Now, of course, when he joined the Raiders, he believed he would be paired up with longtime friend Derek Carr, as the two of them played collegiately together at Fresno State. Instead, in Adams' first season, Carr was benched late in the year and then left to join the New Orleans Saints in free agency. Well, Davante Adams clearly not happy, missed last week's game with injury, and now it's evident that he wants out. So, this is from Shireen Williams of Pro Football Talk. Raiders would consider Davante Adams' trade for a package that includes a second rounder. Now, Adams is 31 years old, so we'll see if a team pulls the trigger on giving up a second rounder, but it's a package. So Paul Gutierrez of ESPN reports Raiders have informed interested teams they would consider trading the three-time All-Pro in return for a second-round draft pick and additional compensation. Adams under contract through 2026, likely would have to agree to a restricted contract to facilitate a trade. You see his stats with the Raiders: 37 games, 221 catches, 2,869 yards, 23 touchdowns. Missed Sunday's game, a hamstring injury, considered week to week with his injury. Now, Pro Football Network posted 5 teams that could be potential suitors. So what are potential trade destinations for Adams? Jets, duh. I mean, of course, he has a long time playing career with Aaron Rodgers. We saw the Jets offense last week look miserable against the Broncos. Garrett Wilson not quite looking like that wide receiver one many expected him to be. Breece Hall having his struggles. So certainly adding Adams would upgrade that offense. The Buffalo Bills, and I think prior to last week, they wouldn't have considered it. Off to a 3-0 start. Looked like the best team in the NFL with mostly a nondescript group of wide receivers, but after getting blown out by the Ravens, maybe they would consider it. You see top receiver currently Khalil Shakir, Curtis Samuel, Keon Coleman hasn't done much. Washington Commanders, man. Yes, we've seen Jaden Daniels off to one of the best starts ever for a rookie quarterback, 1 year after CJ Stroud did likewise. After Terry McLaurin, they don't have much at wide receiver. I mean, Noah Brown, they don't have much. So, if you added Davante Adams with Terry McLaurin, with Jaden Daniels slinging the ball, that would be scary for a team that currently leads the NFC East. Pittsburgh Steelers, 3-1 start, but not exactly the most dynamic group of wide receivers. Of course, George Pickens is good, but yes, as I mentioned, they also pursued Brandon Ayuk in the summer. And Baltimore Ravens, of course, with Derrick Henry, they're not passing the ball as much, so I'm not sure that they would look to, give up draft capital plus more for a superstar wide receiver like Adams. But yes, Zay Flowers not very productive early in his second season. And Mark Andrews, man, if you have him in fantasy, I feel bad. 2 straight games without even a catch. So what are your thoughts? Should a team give up a second rounder plus added compensation for a 31-year-old wide receiver who probably isn't as great as he was in his peak years with the Packers, but still, putting up numbers that, could make him in consideration for top 5, top 10 wide receiver in the game. It's going to be interesting to see. Apparently, he's not even talking to head coach Antonio Pierce. Will a move be made swiftly? Stay tuned. Anyhow, don't forget to subscribe. Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend to subscribe. Like the video, share the video, hit the bell for notifications. I'm out.